Hey, what's going on, family? This mental stimulant, and I'm coming through with a little motivation. You know what I'm saying? My ancestors said today you will speak with reverence. Understand that your words are powerful. You hear me? I want to express, my congratulations to those who have properly evolved and it's continued to evolve and work on themselves, man, because it's easy to just party and BS, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to be in control of the vehicle, you hear me? To act with integrity, confidence, patience, with love. Man, the world we in right now, man, has gone to crap. And in the end, honestly, respectfully, only the strongest gonna survive, you hear me? But I want to talk about manifestations. For those of you who are manifesting or have manifested and feel like, it doesn't work, or, you're not being blessed by the Most High, you have to understand patience is a very, very, very big energy to be in. Also, with a few other things of speaking high vibrationally, not having negative talks over yourself or period. Now, I was just reminded of something, you know what I'm saying? When I first got a whiff of what manifesting is and how blessings are really manifested, I still was missing a key point to it all. You do not get something for nothing, you understand? And it's not necessarily the way that we think. When you manifest or when you request things from the universe or even the Most High, you have to prove yourself to be worthy of those blessings. How do you conduct yourself on a day-to-day basis, even when no one is looking? Are you kind? Are you compassionate? Do you give others grace the same way you want them to give you grace? It's an integrity thing. You cannot expect to be blessed or for your manifestations to come into fruition and you're not right. It's all about self. And the bigger the manifestation, the bigger the blessing, there's more that you have to go through and get through, These things could manifest and look for everyone completely different, If you're the type of person that's very lustful, you have to discipline yourself. You understand? You have to refrain. You have to practice abstinence and get control over your body. If you drink excessively, you have to deny your vessel the alcohol and get discipline over your body. Everything that we go through is about self-evolution. If you're not evolving, then things are not going to change in your life. It starts with you, being more attentive to your children is very important because our seeds are powerful, most of the children will go on to have astonishing success stories if nurtured properly. And as a parent, it is your responsibility. That's a part of your evolution. This is what you have given to the world. This is a product of your life's work. But, I had manifested so many things over the course of the years. And when I first started manifesting, I thought that it was something that was going to magically appear. But the things that I manifested, I wasn't ready, And I had to go through a series of seasons, basically having my whole world tore up from underneath me, because you must do away with your old life and everything in it. You understand? You have to make preparation for your new life. And this is down to tangible things. The Creator will ask you, are you going to follow me or follow the world? And that simply means, are you going to be lusting over material things, covenant other people's lives, or are you going to focus on me? Are you going to focus on your higher self? Are you going to get connected and in tune with your higher self? This whole thing is about you evolving, you becoming better, you building a solid foundation and a relationship with the Creator. You have to let go of everything and everyone of this world that does not serve your highest good. All of those relationships, whether they're romantic or otherwise, all of those relationships that keep you uneasy, keep you upset, is always chaos in the midst of those connections. You gotta let that go. You can't focus on yourself in the middle of filth. It's about the vibration of the environment and of you. If anything is out of place, your manifestations is not going to come to fruition. They're going to be stagnant on hold. We have to recondition ourselves, because many of us, if not all of us, have been lied to. Purposely held back from our own blessings, our own lives that we deserve. We have to recondition our mind. And you also have to ask yourself, what are you willing to give for those blessings and those manifestations that you desire? If you got a negative partner or spouse that's always cheating, always lying, always drilling holes in your boat, you going to stick it out? Even though you create a covenant when you was ignorant? You can't be faulted what you did in your past life, meaning you have to do away with your old self. So if you married the wrong person, you connected yourself to the wrong person, you must approach the throne of the Most High God and say, I fucked up. Respectfully. Meaning this person is not equally yoked. And you can see it in my life. This does not help me evolve. I asked to be separate from this person. Only the Creator can separate you from what you ignorantly made yourself a part of. And 9 times out of 10, the Creator is going to want to know how bad you want it. It's all on you. You can't fake, front, or put on a mask before the Creator. That don't work. You can't finesse and lie to the Creator. So you have to ask yourself, what are you willing to give? Are you willing to move away from everything you've ever known? And that's a way of thinking, a way of doing, a way of being. Are you willing to change? Not what you want to be yourself, but what the Creator will call you to be. Now, I thought that my manifestations weren't heard. My petitions, you know what I'm saying? And I have a very strong relationship with my ancestors, my guides, and they kept telling me, young, what you asked for It's already yours. But it was the way that I was looking at things. It was my ignorance in the subject. I wasn't versed. And most things, sometimes you can't just be told certain things. You got to stand in it. You got to feel it. You got to also be wise enough to take proper counsel. A lot of things and messages will be relayed to us and we won't listen. And this is messages you receive from the environment, angel numbers, billboards. The Creator will always give you messages. He will always talk to you when he see that you're serious. Your ancestors and spirit guides, once they get on the line, by you standing up, pure in your heart, like, I want to change. They awaken and they will back your play. But you have to make the decision. I'm going to take care of my children. I'm going to be active in their life. I'm going to take care of my body. I'm going to work on modifying what I put into my temple. I'm going to modify and use discernment about the type of environments I will allow myself to be in. Because one thing for sure, we will allow our comrades to negatively push us the wrong way. Because honestly, respectfully, a lot of grown people out here are followers. They want the admiration of their peers. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's a sense of belonging or whatever. No one wants to stand alone. I don't know. But that is the wrong way to go. Because the blind cannot lead the blind. You hear me? You need to surround yourself with wise counsel. Because an ignorant person will lead you to the slaughter, watch you crash and burn, and then laugh about it. And then tell you that's your own fault. You ain't have to listen to me. Because we all want someone to blame when, no, we're grown. You can't blame nobody. If you was a duck and you listen to another duck, then that's your fault. You know, some people are stuck in their ways and don't want to grow. Don't want to evolve. Don't want to be better. They like it just where they at the bottom. So you got to ask yourself, how can you counsel me? You're unfaithful to your spouse. You out every weekend spending money you do not have. You do not make proper decisions with your own life. Yes, you're in a marriage, but it's toxic as a mug. What can you tell me? What wise counsel can you give me? You can't give me none. So if I'm ignorant and you're ignorant, what is the come of that? A lot of times we look at this family thing and it keeps us in bondage. We know half of our familial relatives ain't shit. We know it. But because we grew up with them and we get accustomed to their antics, oh, that's just how they are. That's just how they are. You're condoning a lot of the mess by agreement. That looks poorly on your jacket. A lot of times we'll say, well, just because they do it don't mean... No, you're absolute birds of a feather. If that's the type of mess you surround yourself with, then you're equally involved. We have to change our minds, reposition ourselves. Do you want it or no? But if you don't do the work and lace up your boots and be prepared to suffer, then you're not worthy of nothing you asking for. A lot of us hold on to these places, these vehicles, these jobs that we either don't like, can't afford, etc., etc. Let it go. It's hindering you. Condition yourself on a new way of living with little, because this is something else I was told. How are you going to handle all these blessings if you don't know what to do with little? This is why I will strip everything away from you and see, are you going to fold under pressure? Those nights when you really don't know what you're going to eat, or you subjected to eating ramen noodles, or when you see your children hungry, will you not give up your need to eat and decide, well, this is a great time for me to fast? How are you going to conduct yourself under pressure? Or are you going to go out here bitter and try to hurt and take other things from other people? You know, we got a lot of people that are on drugs, you know, and some don't even realize that they're truly an addict. They have bought into their own BS. Oh, I can put this down whenever I want. Lies. Lies. I can attest to that. You already don't have no discipline, so you don't even know that this habit has got you by the short and curlies. You know, some people will go through all extravagant lengths to feed habits. And that could be food, that could be drugs, that could be drinking, sexing, etc. No one is behind the wheel. Crash dummy. The car is rolling. Nobody is behind the wheel. Just wandering aimlessly through life. No plan or nothing. And then what makes it even worse, no relationship with the Creator for Him to put you in alignment, to lead you. I'm about to embark on this fast. Well, actually, it already started. I'm going to do a whole weekend fast. I'm not going to eat again till Monday morning when the sun rises. And I'm going to conduct myself in a prayer. And shit, I'm going to be honest, I like to eat. I like good food, you hear me? But through my wise counsel, I'm told to fast. And it's going to be hard because I had mine to get me something special I wanted this weekend, but I guess that's out the window because I'm fasting. I'm going to put myself in prayer. And I'm going to still, you know, handle my errands and all of that. But I'm going to deny my avatar food and drink only liquids. Probably on Monday, I'll break fast with some fruit, something real light. But, you know, this is a part of earning those manifestations, those blessings. You have to put in work. You know, it makes me think about, I'm not sure the actual verbiage of, you know, getting rewards without work is dead. The true meaning of that is you cannot gain if you don't deny yourself. You understand? If you don't discipline yourself, nothing can grow there. The soil is not fruitful. You hear me? And this is why the ancestors told me you will speak with reverence. You hear me? And if you don't know what that means, look it up. But I'm thankful that all of my manifestation, I've been doing the work to acquire. You hear me? I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I suffered so much. Most people go through their suffering season. It's because you're being built upon. If you don't want to endure nothing, you don't want to suffer, how can you really appreciate all that you are given, whatever you have asked for? You know, the bigger the blessings, the more you gotta go through the trenches. You hear me? But it's about your perspective. You know, this is why speaking negatively and complaining, hey, that's hustling backwards. Speak life into yourself. Because after all, my rule of thumb is, I don't care how bad things are. One, someone has it worse than you, or several someones have it worse than you. And it can always be worse. You hear me? You must be thankful that it's not worse than it is. You know? You must be thankful when someone lends you assistance and they don't have to. Because that's also another misconception. We think people owe us something. No one owes us nothing. Even the creator that put you here don't owe you a thing. What are you going to earn for yourself? Are you strong enough to cultivate those blessings when you get them? Or are, as quickly as you get them, they're going to be gone because you don't have the understanding, the wisdom to cultivate them? Think about it. How can you, the creator, give you millions and millions of dollars if you don't know how to function with little? You're going to be bankrupt in no time. That's foolish. If you got all of these habits and you can't discipline yourself and tell yourself no, you're going to be bankrupt in no time. Because we all know once you start spending money, at the end of the night, you look back like, dang, how I spent all that? Spending frivolously. You know, a lot of people do emotional spending. You know, some people spend just to impress other people. They buy all these materialistic labels that don't mean nothing to impress other people, which is slow. You cannot put admiration of others in your bank account. You cannot feed your children with that. We're talking about true wisdom. A lot of us is caught up on the wrong stuff. The wrong stuff. But at the end of the day, don't nobody lose out but you. If you want those manifestations, you want to be a millionaire, billionaire, have your own private such and such, you have to be deserving of that. I'm very aware that a lot of people who know how to manipulate energy have stolen a lot of things from other people because people are ignorant. Ignorance is bliss most times for the people up top, because the more you're ignorant, the more it benefits them. And I'm not going to get into how energy manipulation works and siphoning and all of that stuff. You guys have to educate yourselves. This is part of doing the work. You cannot wait for someone to bring it to you like, do this, do this, do this. Are you grown or not? Are you going to continue to sit on the bench, or are you going to get in the game? And I know lots of people won't hear this, you know, for various reasons, but, you know, My only point for taking the time to even do this is try to help. I'm getting my stuff when I need to, you know. I'm learning as I go. And I always share as I go, you know. But it's not for you to just take what I say. It's for you to investigate it for yourself. Arm yourself with your own wisdom. And it's totally off page, you know. Because I used to look at the elders, right? Or why all the women, all the men always went and wanted to dye their gray. Dye their gray. They ain't never want. They get a gray hair, they go crazy. I never understood that. Damn, I got so much gray hair. Man, I wish I would dye my gray hair, man. Those are my stripes. I've earned each and every one of them gray hairs. That's my wisdom. That's my connection to the Creator. Don't dye your gray, man. Don't dye your gray. Hopefully you got your gray from wisdom and not just aging. There's a difference. Some people just get gray because they're aging and still got the mind of a child. But someone that has true wisdom, when they open your mouth, you can tell the difference. You hear me? So all praise to the Creator, for I have earned many stripes. You hear me? And I'm proud of myself. For real. I'm proud of myself. And I want you guys to really experience and feel really of being proud of yourself. Not the admiration of others. How do you feel about yourself? It's a different type of feeling, a different type of vibe, you hear me? It shifts your energy. You know what I'm saying? It boosts your vibration, you hear me? So even when things get hard, y'all, always consider it can always be worse, you hear me? So be thankful that it's not worse. All praise to the Most High God. I love you guys so much. Peace.